Hello everyone, myself B. Vijaya, lecturer in chemistry, Indira Priyadarshini Government Degree College for Women, Nampalli, and we are discussing the chapter name called Coordination Compounds. In the coordination compounds, we are discussing about the valency bond theory, which was first explained by Linus Pauling. And as per this theory, the metal ion is having a empty d orbitals and which is having a smaller size variable oxidation states. If any metal atom is having a these three conditions, which can act as a central metal ion, and it can form a coordination complexes. So this metal ion is having means metal ion is having a vacant d orbitals, and because of vacant d orbitals it can accept the electron pairs from the ligands, and here the ligands are the species which must carry a either lone pair of electrons or negative charges, and in this case the metal is accepting the electrons. So since it is accepting the electrons, this is called as a electron acceptor, and because of this reason this metal ion is called as a Lewis acid, and here the ligand is donating the pair of electrons to the central metal ion, so that it is considered as a electron donor. And as per the Lewis acid base theory, the species which donates the pair of electrons to the other atom, that is considered as a base. So here ligands are acting as a Lewis bases and metals are acting as a Lewis acid because they are accepting the pair of electrons. And a special kind of the bond formed between this central metal cation and the ligands, here it is called as a coordinate covalent bond. So this coordinate covalent bond is formed between the metal and ligand, uh, is taking place between the empty d orbitals, means here also the mutual sharing is taking place, but the metal is sharing its empty d orbitals and ligands sharing the pair of electrons. So in this way the coordinate covalent bond will form, and this is a very stronger bond. And here we discussed the salient features of valency bond theory also in my previous videos, and this valency bond theory is mainly explains the relationship between the coordination number and the shape of the molecule, means geometry of the molecules. So if the coordination number 2, the shape will be the linear shape, and if the coordination number 4, the geometry will be either square planar geometry or tetrahedral geometry. And if the coordination number 6, then octahedral geometry will be associated with it. So these are the means coordination number. There is a relationship between the coordination number here. And I'm taking the examples here. The coordination number 4 for the square planar geometry, I have taken nickel tetracyanide, which carrying a -2 oxidation state and square planar geometry, and tetraamine ammonium nickel +2 ion. So this is also a square planar geometry. And for the coordination number 4, the tetrahedral complexes also we discussed, that is nickel tetracarbonyl I have taken and zinc tetracyanide, right? So today we are going to discuss about the coordination number 6 compounds. So we are discussing the valency bond theory applications of with the coordination number coordination number coordination number 6. So valency bond theory applications with the coordination number 6. And the first compound I am taking, so this is iron complex I am taking here, and NH3 hexaammonium, okay, iron 3 plus, right? So hexa ammonium iron 3 plus I'm taking here, and in this case the iron is the central metal cation and 6 ligands are there, so the coordination number is 6. So here in this particular means for the monodentate ligand, each monodentate ligand can form only one coordination bond, coordinate covalent bond, because the monodentate ligands are having a only one donor atom. So only one donor atom which can donate only one pair of electrons only. So that is the reason they can form. Here the nitrogen is acting as a donor atom, and it can donate its pair of electron to the empty orbitals of the this iron as per valency bond theory. And let us see now, so how it is donating the pair of electrons to the iron. So here I am taking, means the first step I am taking as usual, the atomic number of iron. So what is the atomic number of iron? It is a 26, right? So the second point is the electronic configuration of iron. Electronic configuration of iron. So what is the electronic configuration? Just reverse this number, so such that the 3d orbital gets a 6 and 4s orbital is having a 2 electrons. And here in this particular example, the iron is in the +3 oxidation state. Why? Because how I am telling this iron is having +3 oxidation state here, because ammonium molecules are the um, they are carrying a 0 oxidation state. So whatever the oxidation state is there here, that is because of iron. So iron is losing the 3 electrons here and forming a iron +3. So the electronic configuration of iron +3 oxidation state. So it is losing the 2 electrons from the 4s orbital, 1 electron from the 3d orbital, so that it will get 3d5 and 4s will be 0, 4p will be also 0. And what will be our fourth point now? The fourth point is the ground state electronic configuration, right? Ground state electronic configuration of Fe plus 3 ion. So in the ground state electronic configuration, just we need to arrange the electrons in the orbitals, right? So there are the 5 suborbitals are there in the 3d orbital, and in 3d orbital there are the 5 electrons are there, and this is a dxy orbital, this is a dyz orbital, this is a dzx orbital, and this one is a dx square y square orbital, and this one is a dz square orbital. So as per their orientation along the Cartesian axis, so they name like this. So these are the having a shape double dumbbell shape. So 4 lobes are present, and p orbitals are having a dumbbell shape which are having a 2 lobes, right? So since here ion is having a 5 electrons, and we need to fill the 1 electron in all the 5 orbitals of the 3d. Then the 4s orbital is a empty orbital, there are no electrons are present, and 4p orbital is also a empty orbital. 4p is also a empty orbital. So here all the 5 electrons are there, right? And in this case, so 5 electrons are there, and the rearrangement of the electrons will be takes place here. There is no excitation. Excitation means what? The electrons are exciting into the next higher energy level. So if they are observing some energy and they are um, exciting to the next higher energy level, then that is called as the excitation state electronic configuration. But here these electrons are not exciting, right? They are rearranging themselves, right? So rearrangement of the electrons will be takes place here. Rearrangement of electrons takes place. So how the rearrange these five electrons are there, they themselves they can pair up. So after pairing of the electronic configuration, how the rearrangement will be takes place is, so there is 3D 5 electrons only, and they rearrange in this way. So 5 electrons and one s orbital, that means 4s0, and 4p orbital, right? 4p orbital, this is also 0. Now see here, there is a means they are providing this iron plus 3 is providing a the empty orbitals. The sufficient number of the empty orbitals are there now for the formation of coordinate covalent bonds with the 6 ammonium molecules, and these 6 orbitals are converting into the hybridization. They are forming a hybridized orbitals. So what are the orbitals are involving here? The 2d orbitals are involving, and one s orbital is involving, and 3p orbitals are involving. So the sixth point is, what is the or hybridization now? The hybridization is 2d orbitals are involving, right? So I'm writing d2, that means 2d orbitals are involving, one s orbital is involving, and 3p orbitals. So what is the hybridization? D2 sp3 hybridization. And for the D2 sp3 hybridization, what is the geometry here? Octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometry is associated with these compounds, which are having a D2sp3 hybridization. So, octahedral geometry. And what will be the structure of this particular molecule now? So, iron is a central metal cation, and octahedral geometry, that means in one axis. So, let us say this is a y axis. There are the two ligands are approaching the central metal cation, and through the x-axis there are the two ligands are approaching the central metal cation, and on the z-axis also two ammonium molecules are approaching the central metal cation, right? So these are the NH3 molecules, right? So NH3. NH3. So this is carrying a 3 plus. Why? Because it is a cationic complex. And what is the name of the complex here? Hexaammonium iron 3. Okay. So this is the octahedral complex. And let us take one more example. One more example. Here I am taking the same iron coordinate complex only, coordination compound only. So iron cyanide. So it can also form the bonds with the cyanides, and here 4 minus. So one anionic complex I am taking now. Okay, and let us discuss the valence bond theory. Okay, let us explain this complex with the valence bond theory, with the help of valence bond theory. So the first point here is the atomic number of iron. atomic number of iron, that is 26. We already just now discussed, right? So here why I am taking atomic number of iron, because iron is the central metal cation. And then electronic configuration, right? Electronic configuration of iron is 3d6 4s2, right? And the third point here is we have to know the oxidation state of the iron. So what is the oxidation state of the iron here is, so I am taking the complex here, iron, 6 cyanide molecules are there and 4 minus. So this is the anionic complex which is carrying a 4 minus charges here. And here cyanide is a molecule only, but it is a molecular ion. So it is a pseudo halogen also, right? So just like a halogens, the cyanides are also carrying a -1 oxidation state. And here iron, we don't know what is the oxidation state of iron, we don't know, we need to calculate. And let us take X for the iron, and in the algebraic equation just take a this ions whatever the oxidation states they have given. So let us take X for the iron, because we don't know this X value and we need to find out. And plus, okay, plus how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there, and each is carrying a -1 oxidation state, and which is equal to, so this is having a 4 minus oxidation state is applicable to complete whatever the entities are there inside the square bracket, means in the coordination complex. So here this side I am taking, in right hand side I am taking 4 minus, or -4 also we can take. Okay, so better I am taking a 4 minus here, sorry, -4 here. So x plus 6 into -1, which will become plus into minus minus, and 6 into 1, so it will be 6 only, is equal to -4, right? So x is equal to -4, and this -6, if it comes this side in right hand side, it will become +6, right? So x will be here +2 oxidation state, +2 oxidation state. That means here in the iron, in the +2 oxidation state. So what is the electronic configuration? Electronic configuration of iron +2. So how it is losing, how it is forming a +2 oxidation state? By losing the 2 electrons, right? By losing these 2 electrons, it is forming a +2 oxidation state. So what will be the electronic configuration now? 3d6, 4s0, and 4p is also 0. And the fourth point is writing the ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration. So what will be the ground state electronic configuration of Fe plus 2 is, so here this whatever the electrons are present in the electronic configuration, we need to arrange them in a orbitals, right? So 3d orbital is having a 5 suborbitals, so here 6 electrons are there, and first we need to fill one electron in each orbital, and after that we need to pair up one electron. And s orbital is the empty orbital, so 0, and 4p orbital is also a empty orbitals, that is a 0. So now in the fifth point, the rearrangement of the electrons will be takes place. Why the rearrangement of the electrons will be takes place? Because in order to provide a empty orbitals to this ligands, right? Rearrangement of electrons will be takes place in the iron +2. So after rearranging these electrons, how they rearrange? In the 3d orbital only, they will rearrange. So total 6 electrons are there, and the 6 electrons are paired with each other and form the 3 pair of electrons, and 4s orbital is empty, 4p orbital is also empty. So 3d 6 and 4s 0 and 4p 0, right? And the sixth point is, here the two orbitals, the merging of the two orbitals will be takes place, and they are converting into the hybridized orbitals. So total how many orbitals we require for the six cyanides? So six hybridized orbitals we require. And what is the hybridization state here? Two d orbitals are involving, so d2 I am writing one s orbital, so d2s, and 3p orbital, 3p orbital, so d2sp3 hybridization, d2sp3 hybridization is forming. And for the d2sp3 hybridization, what will be the uh, geometry associated with this? So this is a octahedral geometry, octahedral geometry, octahedral geometry. And for the what is the structure of this complex? Now let us see. For the octahedral geometry, iron is in the central metal cation, and in all the sides, all the Cartesian axis, the cyanide molecules will be there. So they are forming a six hybridized six uh, coordinate covalent bonds with the orbitals of empty orbitals of iron. So this is the 4 minus, right? So this is the one of the application of this valency bond theory. And let us take one more example here. Um, this okay. Let us take the third example of chromium complex. And chromium complex, which is having a it is a central metal cation in this particular complex. So six molecules here I have taken, and chromium is in the let us take in +3 oxidation state, right? So let us discuss this complex with the help of the valency bond theory. So, what is the first point? Here the chromium is an central metal cation, and the central metal cation which is having the atomic number, electronic configuration we have to know, because since it is a valency bond theory, right? So in valency bond theory, atomic number and as well as electronic configuration is very much necessary. So the atomic number of chromium. What is the atomic number of chromium? 24 is the atomic number of chromium. Second point is the electronic configuration of chromium is, what is the electronic configuration? Just to simply reverse this number, and here I am taking the valence bond orbitals only, means valence orbitals. Valence orbitals means what? The outermost orbital configuration only I am taking, and just reverse this number. So 3d4 4s2. So here the stable electronic configuration for the chromium will be also the 3d5 3d5 4s1 also. So this is a stable electronic configuration for the chromium actually. So 3d5 4s1 or 3d4 4s2, this is normally as expected. Okay, so the third point is in chromium, what is the oxidation state of the chromium here? So since the ammonium are the neutral molecules, so which carries a zero oxidation state. That is the reason this plus 3 oxidation state, whatever the plus 3 charge is there in the ionic sphere, that is occurred because of the chromium molecule, chromium atom here. So that is the reason chromium, by losing the 3 electrons, it has been formed chromium plus 3. And so what is the electronic configuration of chromium plus 3? So it is losing the 3 electrons from the outermost orbitals. So 1 electron from the this 4s orbital and plus 2 electrons from the 3d orbital. So 3d will become how many electron? 1 and 1 electron from here and 2 electron minus 2 here. So 3d 3, 4s 0 and 4p is also 0, right? So the fourth point is the ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration of chromium plus 3 ion. So in the ground state electronic configuration, 3d orbital having a 3 electrons, right? 3 electrons, and 4s orbital is 0 vacant orbital, and 4p orbital is also a 0. So 4s orbital is 0 and 4p orbital is also 0, right? And see here, how many empty orbitals we require? 6 empty orbitals we require. And as there in the 6 empty orbitals are already there, so that it no need to undergo any rearrangement process here. So there is no rearrangement is taking place in this particular example. Why? Because already the required number of empty orbitals are there, right? So required number of the empty orbitals are there. That is the reason they did not undergo the rearrangement of the electrons, and whatever the 6 orbitals are there remained here, these 6 orbitals are undergoing the hybridization process, means they are merging together and forming into a hybridized orbitals. And what will be the hybridization taking place here? The fifth point will be the hybridization. So what is the hybridization now? So 2 d orbitals are involving and 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital. So D2 sp3 hybridization, right? D2 sp3 hybridization is taking place. And for the D2 sp3 hybridization, what will be the geometry? Again, the octahedral geometry, right? Octahedral geometry is taking place here. Octahedral geometry. And for the octahedral geometry, what will be the structure? The structure here I am writing. So sorry, chromium is a central metal cation, and the ligands, 6 ligands are surrounded, right? So 6 ammonium molecules are surrounded by the chromium in this way. Okay, so now this is carrying a plus 3 oxidation state, right? So this is about the chromium molecule. Next one is the next example is I'm taking the fourth example. I'm taking cobalt complexes, and in cobalt complexes, hexacarbonyl cobalt, right? Hexacarbonyl cobalt complex I am taking here. The oxidation state will be 3 plus, right? So let us explain this particular complex along with the help of the valency bond theory. So the first point is here cobalt is the um, central metal cation, and see the difference here CO and this is also CO, but here this is a metal atom and which we should write capital C and small o, and this carbonyl is, it is looking so similar, students will do the mistakes here, so please don't confuse between the cobalt and carbonyl group. So this C is represents the carbon and the oxygen, the O is represents the oxygen here. The O is represents the oxygen. This is a carbon, carbon, and this one is a oxygen, oxygen. So here both are the capital ones only, both are the capitals only, but here one is capital and another one is a small. So here this is a cobalt and this is the carbon monoxide group, and in this carbon monoxides in this chapter is called as, in coordination complexes, called as a carbonyl group. And this CO means cobalt is acting as a central metal cation, right? Central metal cation. And this central metal cation, what is the oxidation? Sorry, what is the atomic number? The atomic number of cobalt is 27, right? Atomic number of cobalt is 27, and electronic configuration of cobalt is simply the, I'm writing the out the valency bond, means this, since it is a valency bond theory, so outermost electronic configuration I am taking, outermost orbital electronic configuration. So in the, what are the outermost orbitals? So 3d orbital and 4s orbital. So here in the 3d there are the 7 electrons are there, and here 2 electrons are there. 3d 7, 4s 2 is the electronic configuration, and this cobalt is losing the 3 electrons, right? So electronic configuration of cobalt, in which state it is having? So carbonyl groups, they are the neutral molecule, so which does not carry any charges, so cobalt is carrying this plus 3 charge, right? So plus 3 is because of the cobalt, and since it is having a plus 3 oxidation state, means what? This is uh, having, means loss of 3 electrons from its outermost orbitals. That means it has been lost its electrons. So from where it is losing their electrons, losing its electron? So from the outermost orbitals, such as 4s orbital and 3d orbital. So from 4s orbital the 2 electrons it will lose, and from 4d orbital 1 electron it can lose. So how many electrons are left? 3d 6 electrons left, and 4s will be the 0 and 4p will be the empty orbitals. And now the, what will be the ground state electronic configuration? Let us write the ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration of cobalt plus 3 ion. Cobalt plus 3 ion. So what will be the ground state electronic configuration of plus 3 ion? So let us write now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3d 6 electrons, 4s is having a empty, 4p is also empty, orbitals are there. So total how many electrons are there? 6 electrons are there. So here sixth electron is paired. And what will be the fifth point now? The fifth point is the rearrangement of the electrons takes place in such a way that, so in order to provide a empty d orbitals for the electron pairs donated by the carbonyl group. So what will be the pairing? How the, means rearrangement will be takes place. Let us see now. So the rearrangement of the electrons. Rearrangement of electrons takes place. How it will be takes place? Simply they will pair up themselves, right? So, 6 electrons are there and all the 6 electrons will be paired up with each other. So, 3 pair of the electrons will form and 3D 6. 4s is 0 and 4p is also empty, that is 0. So, these orbitals are undergoing the hybridization now and forms the what will be the hybridization will be takes place by merging of these orbitals. So, the hybridization is 2d orbital. Hybridization of the orbitals involve 2d orbitals, 1s orbital and 3p orbitals. D2sp3 hybridization takes place. And to this D2sp3 hybridized orbitals, each carbonyl group will donates the pair of electrons to the empty orbitals in this way, right? So, in this way, they will donate the pair of electrons. So, these are the 6 D2sp3 hybridized orbitals are forming now. And what will be the geometry of this molecule? So, obviously, the octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometry. So, in octahedral geometry, what will be the structure of the cobalt complex is and the 6 coordinate covalent bonds are forming around the central metal cation, that is cobalt, and carbonyl groups are approaching the central metal cation in this way, right? So, and there is 3 plus charge is there, right? So this is about the hexacarbonyl cobalt 3 plus complex, right? And let us see one more example, is the fifth example of if there is the possibility of presence of the different types of the ligands. So let us take the one of example, that is chromium complex I am taking, and 4 ammonium, sorry, NH3 NH3 4 Cl2. Okay, so this complex I am taking, and here which carries the charge, that is plus. Okay, so this is the complex I am taking here, and let us try to explain the complex. The first point is here chromium. So it is a central metal cation, right? Central metal cation. And what is the atomic number of the central metal cation? Already we discussed. So just a few minutes before. So atomic number of chromium is the 24, right? And what will be the electronic configuration of the chromium? Electronic configuration of chromium is the outermost orbital electronic configuration we are taking, right? So the outermost orbitals are 3d 4 4s2 or because it is just short of one electron to the half filled electronic configuration. So if it is having a only one electron in the penultimate shell, that is 3d orbital, so it will get the stability, right? So that is the reason for that case we will write the stable electronic configuration 3d5, means rearrangement of the electrons takes place here, and 4s1. The third point, what will be the third point now? The third point is we have to find out, we have to calculate what is the oxidation state of the chromium. So I am taking the example chromium, this complex once again here, this side, 4Cl2 plus I am taking, right? So plus I am taking, and here we, for this we don't know what is the oxidation state, we need to find out, right? And ammoniums, we know this 4 ammonium molecules carries a zero oxidation state. Why? Because they are the neutral molecules. And each chlorine is a halogen and which carries a -1 oxidation state, right? So let us write now algebraic equation. So X plus the 4 molecules are there, 4 ammonium molecules are there, but they carries a zero oxidation state, right? And the 2 chlorine molecules are there, chlorine ions are there, so chloride ions, so -1, which is equal to here plus charge is there, that means +1 is there, right? So this is the algebraic equation now. Now let us simplify this one. X 4 into 0, it will be 0 only, right? Plus plus 2 into -1, so it will become a -2, which is equal to +1. And X, it is a +0, so we no need to consider this one. And plus into minus, here bracket means it is considered as a, means we need to do the multiplication. Plus into minus, it is a -2, which is equal to +1. And X is equal to +1, and this -2 will become +2, right? So X is equal to +3 oxidation state, right? +3 oxidation state. Now for the chromium, now here in this particular complex, chromium is in the +3 oxidation state. So the electronic configuration of chromium +3 oxidation state. That means it is losing the 3 electrons from their outermost orbitals, right? So 1 electron from here, 2 electrons from here. You can also take from here also 2 electrons from the 4s orbital, 1 electron from the 3d orbital. So this, the remained electrons are 3d3 only. Anyway, you can take either of the way. So 4s will be 0 and 4p is also 0. And then next point is, the fourth point is the oxidations, the, how to write a ground state electronic configuration. So let us write a ground state electronic configuration of chromium +3. So let us write the ground state electronic configuration of chromium 3D 3. So 1 electron, 1 electron, 1 electron, and s orbital is 0 and p orbitals are also 0. So 3d3, 4s0, 4p also 0. The fifth point is, is there any requirement of rearrangement of the electrons takes place? No need. No need, because the 6 orbitals, empty orbitals are already available in this molecule. So no need of rearrangement of the electrons here. And whatever the six orbitals are there, they are undergoing the hybridization process. And how many orbitals are involving? Total six orbitals are involving, and six hybridized orbitals will be emerges. So, what is the hybridization? Two d orbitals are involving, one s orbital, three p orbitals. So, d2 sp3 hybridization. And for d2 sp3 hybridization, what will be the geometry? The geometry will be the octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometry, right? Octahedral geometry. And what will be the structure of this particular molecule? So chromium is at the center, and since this is a four ammonium molecules are there, so they form, means on the plane of the chromium they will form, the stable structure will be like this. So four ammonium will be on the square planar with the central metal cation, and these two chlorine atoms or chloride ions are, one is above the plane and another one is the below the plane. So in this way it will form, right? So this is carrying a positive charge. This is the structure of the chromium molecule complex. Is that clear? And next let us discuss the complex with the uh, bidentate ligands. Bidentate ligands. So I am taking the example of the sixth molecule, sixth application of the valency bond theory. So I am taking the cobalt and ethylene diamine, right? So tris ethylene diamine I am taking. Ethylene diamine. So the oxidation state is +3, and this is the bidentate ligand. Bidentate ligand, bi means two, right? So it is a bidentate ligand. Ethylene diamine. So this side I will write, yeah, En is nothing but ethylene or ethylene diamine. Diamine. Okay, ethylene diamine. So which in short we will write as a En, and this is a bidentate ligand. Bidentate, what is the meaning of bidentate? Bi means two, right? Dentate means donor atoms. Donor atoms. So if we take any molecule, the molecule is having a means it is a group of atoms, right? So group of atoms, but in this group of atom only one atom is having the ability to donate the pair of electrons. So that is the reason this donor atom, means these are ligands are of different types based on the number of donor atoms present. So only one donor atom present, that is called as a monodentate ligand. And if two donor atoms are present, bidentate ligand. If three donor atoms are present, tridentate ligand. And if four donor atoms present, tetradentate ligands, and so on. So here bidentate, ethylene diamine is a bidentate ligand, means here in the ethylene diamine there are the two donor atoms will be present. So what will be the this molecular formula of ethylene diamine? Let us see now. So the ethylene means it is a two, right? Two carbons are there, and for this ethylene diamine, mm, NH2 on one side and NH2 on other side, hydrogen, hydrogen, double bond. So ethylene means ethylene diamine. Two amines will be present here. This is the structure of the molecule. And here the nitrogens are acting as a donor atoms here. Donor atoms here, and they will donate the pair of electrons to the central metal cation. So in such a way that two bonds at a time, two bonds, the central metal cation can form a two coordinate covalent bonds with the one ligand only. So here three ligands are there, three ethylene diamines are there. So how many bonds it can form? Total six bonds it can form, right? So let us see now. The first point is, what is the first point? The atomic number of central metal cation. What is the central metal cation? Cobalt, right? So which is a 27, as we discussed just few minutes before. And the second point is the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration of cobalt atom. So outermost orbital electronic configuration only I am taking. So 3d7 4s2, right? And here we know that what is the oxidation state, because ethylene diamine molecules are also molecules, neutral molecules. So they carries a zero oxidation state. So that this plus 3 is because of the cobalt. So the electronic configuration of cobalt. Here what is the oxidation state carrying by the cobalt? Plus 3 oxidation state. So how it is formed with the plus 3 oxidation state? By losing the 3 electrons from its outermost orbital. So 2 electrons from here, 1 electron from here. If you minus 1 electron from here, it will become 3d6, and 4 is 0, 4p is also 0, right? So 6 electrons are there. And this fourth point is writing the ground state electronic configuration. Ground state electronic configuration. So what will be the ground state electronic configuration of cobalt plus 3? Let us see now. Let us write the ground state electronic configuration. 3d, 6 electrons. So 1 electron is present, and 4s 0, 4p is also 0, right? So 4p is also 0. Ground state electronic configuration of cobalt plus 3 ions. This one. And now, this ethylene diamine, one ethylene diamine is forming the two bonds. So, three ethylene diamines are there. Total how many bonds it can form? Six bonds, six coordinate covalent bonds it can form. So, it requires six orbitals here. So, in order to provide the six empty d orbitals, the rearrangement of the electrons will be takes place. Rearrangement of electrons takes place in the ground state electronic configuration of cobalt, right? So 3d 6 and 1 2 3 4 5 6, and one s orbital, 3 p orbitals, right? So total these orbitals, now six empty orbitals are there. And what will be the hybridization? So two d orbitals are involving in the d2, one s orbital and three p orbitals. So d2 sp3 hybridization is taking place, right? D2 sp3 hybridization is taking place. And if it is a d2 sp3 hybridization, what is the structure or geometry of the molecule? The geometry is the octahedral geometry. Octahedral geometry, right? Octahedral geometry. And for the octahedral geometry, what is the structure of the molecule. So it is a very important to know. Why? Because these are the ethylene diamine is a bidentate molecules. So it is a octahedral geometry only. First I am writing the octahedral structure, and since the bond is taking place between the cobalt, means central metal atom is attached to the donor atom here, right? So the donor atom of the this ethylene diamine molecules, right? And this now sorry this okay, this now NH is present, and NH is present, and it is forming the bond with the CH and the CH, and there will be a double bond is there. Okay, this is one ethylene diamine molecule, right? Okay, so nitrogen is it is balanced with the three bonds. So one bond with the carbon, one bond with the hydrogen, another bond with the this cobalt. Okay, so here also it is balanced, and this each nitrogen is having a NH group and a CH double bond CH, and this way NH NH C double bond C H H. So this is the coordination complex of this one. So plus 3. This is the structure of this particular complex.